no offense, lesbians, but if y'all spent more time alone with yourself and getting to know yourself and learning how to love yourself, y'all would be a lot happier.
Have to have the conversation about avoiding attachment again.
Why do people in open relationships always look like that?
These baddies, these alt blue-haired, septum-piercing baddies, queer, non-binary baddies, we are the future. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
be scared.
Bitch, what I was trying to say is this situation got me so wet and so dry at the same time. Exactly.
What's up, bitches? Welcome back to another episode of So Wet, So Dry. I'm one of your hosts, Fiji, like the island, like the water. I'm fucking drunk right now, and I work in social media marketing.
And I'm your other host, Autumn, like this season. I just worked a full-ass corporate day, and I feel a little bit insane, and I work in entertainment.
Yes, guys, and this is our March episode. It is our cultural digest, if you will. We still haven't thought of a better fucking name. If you have one, please comment down below. But we're going to start the episode as we always do for these monthly episodes with what we're so wet and so dry about in this very moment. So I'm going to go first, guys. I'm so wet because I've been thrifting a lot lately. I have genuinely been on my thrifting shit. I have found a reason to get dressed and go out and do something after work. And I found some cute ass clothes. This is one of them. This top is one of them.
That.
Experimenting with the fit. You see the bump in the hair? Exactly.
Yeah.
And I also thrifted a crucifix, guys. And I've decided that my
what?
A crucifix? Do you know what oh my God, you're not religious.
I'm sorry.
You know a cross.
Right? Thank you.
It's a crucifix when Jesus is dead on it.
Got it.
When he's like dead on
crucified.
Crucified, exactly. That's what makes it a crucifix. So I decided I want to start collecting crosses and crucifixes. But when I went thrifting 2 days ago, I found Mother Mary. Like Our Lady of Guadalupe type
familiar.
Vibes. Yup. So I got her, and she is on my desk. She is looking at me right now.
Oh my God.
Blessing this home and this house. Again,
babe, I love that.
In not a religious way, in an anti-religious way, but I love it.
I love that so much. So this week, I'm so wet. I'm actually rewatching the Harley Quinn cartoon, and there's like new seasons and shit. And I'm watching White Lotus right now, which is really good.
I need to watch.
You do, and I'm watching The Last of Us, which is like some like fucking apocalyptic type shit. Like if that world was ending. So I've been watching like a lot of good things recently, and like especially like the Harley Quinn cartoon. Like I just like love the queer energy between like Ivy and Harley, because even in like the first season, when like I know shit happens later. But, like, right now, it's, like, you know, and they're just,
they're not, like, together yet.
No, like, they're just, like,
she's
friends.
She's fucking
and,
with
like,
the kite man.
Bro, what the fuck? Fucking kite
she's
man.
With the Joker, yeah.
I know, the Joker, yeah. Like, it is absolutely insane, that show. But I've been loving it lately, so, yeah.
Okay. I'm so dry, guys. Story of my fucking life. My drying machine, it's 2-in-1, broke again. This is, I shit you not, like the 5th time. And it's so funny because I was just on the phone with my coworker and she was telling me how her shit broke, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, mine broke so many times. I swear to God, I jinxed it. I swear to God, me saying that in that moment, because the next load I did, it broke. It was flooding today. I'm going to have to go downstairs and do my laundry. And it's just like, fuck being a homeowner. Whatever they tell you, be a homeowner.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't fucking do it.
Babe, I'm so sorry. Like,
it's
your
fine.
clothes.
Like I know. They're in there wet. They're going to smell bad. And then I have to bring them downstairs. Like,
I have to rewash them.
It's a whole mess. It's a whole mess.
Yeah, that's dry as
fuck.
Well,
well, wet. It's physically wet, but actually dry. Yeah.
I'm so dry because I am like back on Hinge or whatever, and like only guys like me. Like girls like don't like me, and even Fiji will be like, post a TikTok, like all the gays are on there. I'm like, yeah, because they want you though. Like they don't Like, it's like hard.
You gotta use, okay, first of all, use the hashtags. But I feel like it's like, okay, I feel like it's a little easier for me because I have slight dom energy, even if I'm not.
Exactly. And you look like alternative. Like, you definitely like are not, like, definitely not straight, you know? And I look like.
You don't look straight though, babe. Like, your eyes.
But anyways, yeah.
Gay.
Your eyes.
Like, there's queerness in the eyes.
Anyways, yeah, no, you know, for sure there definitely is. But yeah, Hinge is just like weird, but like I'm just trying to flirt, so like I don't know. If you guys like
hit her up. Hit her up, bitch.
Literally that. But Hinge is dry as fuck. So
okay, exactly.
Okay.
All right, guys. So I'm going first for this episode. As you guys know, I'm already fucked up. So like we're just gonna roll with it, okay? But the first thing that we're talking about is why do people hate on polyamorous people, and why do people think that polyamorous people are ugly? Okay, bear the fuck with me. So I watched this video essay by Tara Mooney. Love her. I've watched some of her other video essays in the past, but this one was really good. And she talked about this one TikTok by this guy named Real Andrew Briggs. Don't love him. But essentially he posted this TikTok and he was like, why do all polyamorous people look like that? And he didn't specify, he just said like that. And then he went on to say that like, there's this thing about polyamorous people where like they'll be in a relationship with 3 threes to make it a 9. And he's never seen an 8, 9, or 10 in a polyamorous relationship, whatever. Which, first of all, why are we rating people? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like this
and
language.
also, that's just not even true, though.
And
like,
that it's literally, exactly, because, guys, if you don't know, our girl Autumn, an absolute 28, 29, the 2000
has
over
been
here.
doing that.
And in multiple polyamorous relationships, thank you very the fuck much. But we're going to watch, okay, so Real Andrew Briggs, he posted this TikTok. It got hella views, like millions of views, a bunch of likes, and people were like, yeah, I get what you're talking about. And then
people...
Right, but then a bunch of people also stitched it and were mad and were like, what are you talking about? Like, whatever. And then he made a compilation of all of the people that stitched it to show what he means by looking like that. So we're going to watch this, and then I have more to say, but let's just watch.
Why do people in open relationships always look like that? I'm being very non-specific here.
No, because what do you mean by that?
All right, so here's my thoughts. You know what I mean? If we can come together and, if we could come together and try to see like, oh, what are the similarities between the people showed? If we're just gonna ignore all the hate and like actually be real for a second, like I feel like people that identify as polyamorous, to do that is like so outside the fucking grain. It's so outside the fucking grain. So yeah, maybe not your average fucking wannabe Barbie bitch is gonna look like and be polyamorous. Like, it's gonna be people that like to explore like outside of societal standards, not just in polyamory, but like in everything. So like whether that means like with shorter hair and as women, like this asshole's like, you know what I mean? Like he's clearly a fucking asshole. But it's like, yeah, like, do you get what I'm saying? You do,
yes,
right?
I 100% do, and I 100% feel you, and so does the video essayist, because a lot of these people look queer, right? They identify as non-binary,
so
they're bisexual, they're pansexual, etc., whatever. They have colored hair. I had colored hair for the longest, guys. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, me and Autumn both fall into this category.
I had armpit hair.
You're polyamorous, armpit hair. I had every other color hair. I had the nose piercing.
Right.
He was saying, like, septum piercing and colored hair, whatever. But yes, exactly.
And I'm like, bro, can I tell you what motherfucking category your ass falls
Right.
in?
What are you in? The get nothing category? Like, bitch, at least we have multiple people lining up trying to fuck us. But what I'm trying to say is these people are most likely queer. And exactly, they believe in queer theory. They believe in a relationship theory outside of what is the norm and what people are most likely to do that. It's not always... If you have blue hair and a septum piercing that you're liberal, you could have very well voted for Trump, and there are people like that.
Right.
But you're more likely, if you are alternative, to sway a certain way politically. And I feel like people that are polyamorous are very far on the left spectrum when it comes to these types of things. And so...
Because you kind of have to be. Like, how could you, like... live your truth and like be happy in your polyamorous relationship when like those politics, you know, it's like the whole fucking thing with like heterosexism and marriage, like polyamory goes against that, you know? So it's like, of course you're gonna be like, this guy's a fucking...
You're gonna be a little bit old, you fucking
and the
dickhead.
background music Fiji where it was like, duh.
Right, and I'm like, you're not even cute. Like, shut the fuck
Bro,
up,
he's
please.
ugly as hell.
These baddies, these alt blue-haired, septum-piercing baddies, queer, non-binary baddies, we are the future. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
be scared.
And second of all, I just wanted to tie up this little section with the ribbon of this article that was recently in the New York Times called "Should Your Partner Really Be Your Best Friend?" And it was saying expecting a spouse to be both a best friend and a lover is a relatively new concept. Some think it's asking too much. And this made me think instantly of polyamory. And I am not polyamorous. I've never been polyamorous, but I've been thinking more and more about it as I am single and I'm having these non-ethical polyamorous relations, whatever the fuck I'm doing right now. But essentially,
what do you mean, babe? You're doing fine. But yeah,
I mean, I'm just not ethical about it in the way that I'm like, just so you know, I'm just living.
Right, gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be better about it. It's not like, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
But anyway, this article was saying like friendships work out because like we don't pay the bills together. Like me and Autumn, we almost lived together, but like I am so happy that we didn't. I think it would ruin our friendship to live together. Like
Especially
I
at
love you
that
so
time,
much.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But
Even now too. Like I love you so much, would never want to live with you. Like we can't be business partners, best friends, roommates. We can't do all of that. But it's like, why do we expect our partner to do all of that? You know what I'm saying?
I've been thinking, it's so hard because, like, honestly, like, I am such a jealous bitch. Like, I get jealous over the littlest things, but it's, like, kinky and, like, not for real. But I still love polyamory because, like, I just feel like it is, like, it makes crystal clear sense to me that, like, you can be in love with someone and, like, have attraction to someone else or, like someone else. Like, I don't know where, like, people are missing that, like, that's a thing because, like, we're human beings. You know what I mean? It's just, like, whether you act on it or not is, like, where those boundaries come in. But it's, like, regardless, it's going to happen. Like, it's bound to happen. And it sucks, bitch. Like, I hate it. But, like, when it's on my terms, I'm like, yeah.
Right.
Like,
it sucks. But that's the thing. I feel like it sucks when you, like, are so in your head, like, this is the worst thing to ever happen. If they ever like anyone else, if they ever, versus if you, like, are in your head, like, bro, like, this is, like, human nature.
Right. They're bound to, like, be attracted to someone else someday. Even if we get married and fucking close it off right now. Like, it's still... You could go to the grocery store, you reach for the banana, and that girl reaches too, and it's like a vibe. And I want my partner to, like, experience that because I don't want to be, like, the one that, like, holds them back from those, like, innocent, flirty moments. Like, but it is hard. Like, trust me. Like,
and that's the thing.
Hard.
Like, this, I think it was the video essay that talked about, like, there's a difference between polyamory and, like, monogamish. Right?
Fact.
Like
that monogamous is hot as fuck.
Right. Like you're a little like wishy-washy with it. Like you guys are together, but like you're a little bit open. Like there is so much room in polyamory, but it just sucks. Like with articles like this and how these types of ideas become more mainstream, I'm like, let us not forget the people that you say look like that and those types of TikToks that are running this shit and running the theory and living it out so that you bitches can come to these types of conclusions. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even put myself in that category. Yes, I have the colored hair and the piercings, but I have not been polyamorous. I've learned from you as one of my best friends who has been polyamorous. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like, let's also realize that these people are doing something that is very alternative to like how we see relationships, how we see like our politicized
It's
romantic
wild.
identities.
It's
And like
wild.
it is entering the mainstream, but like let's not also hate on them. Like what the fuck is going on? So I
No,
just want
that
to
was
shout out
horrible.
to our poly friends, our poly listeners, our
shout
poly
out.
people, because you guys are really leading it, and don't listen to the real whoever the fuck, because he's not real.
And you guys
he's
are so
ugly.
valid, and it's fucking exhausting. Like the things people say about poly people are just like horrible. And I honestly think I fell in love with my first girlfriend so hard because she like turned me the fuck on, bitch. I was like, oh
Yes.
yeah, like we don't have to like completely fucking strangle each other and like
Yes.
never be with anyone else again, and we can still like be in love and be happy and however the fuck we want to do it. Like we make the rules. Like it's fucking cool. So love that, babe. Nice one. All right. So for my first one, I've been watching The Bachelor this season. I've never watched a full season of The Bachelor, Flex. Like, you know, I'm just kidding.
I love The Bachelor.
I know she loves The Bachelor, but I really wanted to watch this season, so I have been like spoilers or whatever. Like honestly, the season's like not that great.
Yeah,
But, like,
Joey was way better, guys.
No,
What the
I
fuck?
like Grant. He's daddy. You don't like
No,
him?
no,
look
okay,
at your
but you
fucking
didn't watch
face.
Joey because Joey
I
was
watched
the best Bachelor in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, Grant says the same exact thing to
Yeah,
every
Grant
single
is like
girl.
baseline personality. Like he's like an NPC. Like
I don't know, dude. I would. But anyway, so we're going to talk a little bit about Carolina because they are definitely like, there's always a villain every year. And I don't think it's like the woman who is actually a villain. I think the Bachelor producers choose someone to make a villain. And at first it was Zoe. And now it's definitely Carolina. Like they have.
Wait, is Zoe still on or is she kicked off?
No, she's still here, babe.
Okay.
Still here. She's going strong. So
we love.
So yeah, all other bitches are hitting on Carolina. Not gonna lie, I thought she was being annoying as fuck too. But they're editing it that way, so it's like I like fell for it, but I had to take a step back and be like, okay, Autumn, like chill out, bitch. So. Anyways, basically, it's like Carolina, they describe her as the damsel in distress. Is that how you say it? Damsel?
Yes.
Right.
Damsel.
Like,
yep.
Yeah, that's what they are categorizing her as because, like, every time there's a group date, like, she always goes off by herself. She's, like, so negative all the time, like, kind of hints, like, I don't even want to be here. Like, is this crazy? Like, to go on one date and then decide who my husband is? And it's like, yes, bitch, it is crazy. Like, she's not wrong, you know? And, like, she's just kind of been, like, spiraling. But, like, she always, like, takes time away, quote unquote, with Grant. Like, they'll go and talk for an hour and the girls are, like, pissed about her or whatever. Mm-hmm. But basically, it's like, are the producers just doing all of this? And, like, I think they definitely are. So let's just watch this TikTok.
Carolina's downfall was preordained. Let's talk about it. I'm sure what happened here is a producer went up to Grant and was like, hey, do you notice Carolina's kind of sitting by herself? Maybe you should go talk to her. Other girls are having fun, playing their games. Like, don't worry about them. Go check on her. She's upset. So he checks on her. He's doing what he thinks the good bachelor would do, which is to try to, like, lift someone up. Game of Roses would call what she's doing playing an IFI. When you have an injury, a fear, or an illness that causes you to have to spend more alone time with the bachelor, they would probably see this as, like, a good play. Because the producers know that when she's seated far away with Grant having their own time, regardless of whether they're having a positive interaction or if she's crying the whole time, the main goal is just to get the other women to see this, especially Dina, because them all being there to witness it leads to this. If Grant doesn't pull her aside, they don't get conflict for this portion of the episode. She probably would have continued being negative, but we probably just would have seen more of the women say to each other, like, oh, Carolina's being annoying again, instead of actually confronting her directly.
And then looking at the comment section, Carolina actually responded on this TikTok and said, imagine realizing this in real time and realizing if I stand up and leave, it's worse. Because, like, basically what she's talking about is there's this one scene where they're on a group date. All the girls are playing games, but she's off to the side, like, pouting hard. Like, looks like she's about to cry damn near. And all the girls are like, oh, she's so negative, like, whatever. Grant goes over, like, baby, what's wrong? And then, like, they walk off into the field and, like, talk for, like, an hour and 45 minutes and, like, had a heart-to-heart and whatever. But, like, everyone was so pissed about it. Yeah. But it's, like this TikTok is saying, it's, like, who knows if she was even sitting by herself? Like, maybe the producers were like, oh, Carolina, you look sad. Why don't you go take a break and go sit down?
Right.
And then, oh, Grant, Carolina looks sad. Why don't you go over to her?
Yep.
But it all just, like, got me thinking, like, honestly, like, I've played the damsel in distress, like, many times. And, like, I feel like as a woman, it's like we do have that archetype. But then you also have, like, the overly confident woman, which what we are told that, like, that's what men really want, though. Like, they don't really want the damsel in distress. But it'll get them every time. I know. So it's like, what do they want more?
Yeah.
But it's just interesting to see play out. And I just think The Bachelor is like literally the most misogynistic thing in the whole fucking world, bitch. Like,
That part.
it's really hard to watch, honestly. And I don't know. I'm just like, and I really do think all these girls are like so beautiful, talented, like all that. But yeah, I don't know. Carolina, like, I'm not going to lie. Like, she was irritating me. But I know I'm wrong. But I went to Reddit too. And someone said, I think Carolina's feelings are valid, but she also seems to ignore that the other women are all in the same situation. All of them have to be on shared dates, which suck. All of them have seen him kiss someone else. And like, that's what the girl's problem with it is. They're like, yeah, like, we're sad too, but like, why can't you just put a smile on your face? But I'm like, if it was me, bitch, like, I would absolutely go pout on the side too, I feel like. Like, I'm like, fuck these
like
bitches.
You would,
like,
knowing your
I just want to be
But you wear your heart on your sleeve.
Like, I wouldn't be able to fake it. And so part of me is like, now I like respect her because I'm like, yeah, she's being negative, quote unquote, and pouting, but like, damn, like, how are you bitches
like,
not?
It's a lot,
like,
right?
It's a lot. So like,
and it's
I don't
also
know,
like
justice
so.
for her.
No, and that's the thing, like, with The Bachelor, especially because it's like all these girls competing for the guy's attention. You see, like
what are we doing?
The women hate and the like misogyny from other women in like real time, because that happened last time with Maria. Like, bitches were
she
hating
was
on
the
Maria
villain last year,
and she was like iconic. You feel me? I'm not up to date on The Bachelor, so I can't really even say, but like, I know what you mean, where they all gang up on one girl because she happens to be a fucking human
on her
being.
ass.
Right, like,
they were like, you're so negative, you don't have Grant's best interests at heart, like, why are you even here if you're questioning, like, he deserves better? And I was like,
my God.
God damn, like, I don't know, I just think it's wild. And I do think, like, how we've talked about in other episodes, like, reality TV like does kind of like mimic real life in a really weird fucked up way, but like it kind of does.
It
like,
does.
I'm like, this is how like women talk to each other a lot of the time.
Yes.
Like, it's gross.
And
but
police each other's behavior.
But I also
girl
think
shit that
like,
we were talking about.
It's hard. Like, I feel like, but I also feel like, well, they should stand up for themselves. Like, if they feel like Carolina's being annoying, like, yeah, go. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like I'm two ways about it. Like, I want everyone to speak up, say how they feel. I think we could all be a little nicer to each other. And it also just doesn't make women like look great when you're like particularly like, how can we get bitches to fight tonight? And then like little girls like watch the show. Like, I'm just like, I don't know.
What little girls are watching the show?
Like 16-year-olds. Like, they're like little.
That's not little.
Okay, whatever, bitch. But I just feel like it's kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah,
but I'm going to keep watching, guys. I think I know who the winner's going to be. I just feel like they're meant to be together.
See, I need to catch up.
But I really don't know.
How many are left?
They just decided who's going to hometowns. So it's hometown week.
Oh my God, they're moving fast. I need to catch up. I'm so behind. Fuck.
I know, bitch.
I think we're catching up this week. Damn. Okay. Mine is also reality TV related. If you guys watch Love is Blind, that is my favorite reality TV show. I am really into reality TV, especially dating reality TV, and Love is Blind is what really got me there. So I'm going to talk about Alex and Madison. This is spoilers. If you guys have not watched, don't listen to this part. Autumn, you haven't seen it, right?
Yeah, but I'm not, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I just spoiled some for you too.
Okay, all right. So Alex is a guy, he was bullied right when he was younger. That's like his biggest trauma. Like he was really, his story. Like he was bullied really, really bad when he was younger, and then he had a glow up. Madison came from a shit ton of trauma. Like her mom is a drug addict. Her like stepdad died. Like just a whole bunch of shit. She's really pretty. She's an artist, soft-spoken, blonde, like very pretty, sweet, whatever. So they're talking to each other. And I will say, people are hating on Madison online, like destroying her on TikTok. And
wait, babe. What part of the show are we at? Are we still in the pods?
Yeah, we're still in the pods because they don't make it to the outside world. They break up in the pods. Yeah. They don't make it. But people are hating on Madison online. There's a lot of Madison hate, okay? Like, a lot of people are like, she's a mean girl. She's this, she's that, she's the other thing, like, whatever. And I think it's just because she's pretty, because people love to hate on a pretty-ass bitch. For sure. And Alex is a sweetheart, right? But, okay, so they have this conversation in the pods, right? Mm-hmm. And Alex asks what her attachment style is. she says she's avoidant and he says he's anxious. And she was like, okay, well, she's been in a lot of therapy. And she's like, you know, even though I'm avoidant, like, I'm going to, of course, like, work with you because, like, I've been in therapy and, like, I want us to communicate in the best way as a couple, like, whatever. He starts spiraling. He's like, oh my God, like, she's avoidant. Apparently his ex was avoidant and it was really toxic for him as an anxious attached person. Like, it was really bad. So he's like, I don't know.
Here we
like,
go
I don't
with
know
the
if I can be with her.
labels. Like, did you guys
Right.
diagnose these yourselves? Or
right.
what?
And this is why I don't understand why people are demonizing her, because, like, to me, I'm like, he's giving problematic. So whatever, this happens. They have another conversation. Some other drama happened because she was talking to another guy in the pods too. Ended up, like, splitting up with him. Right, like, there was a love triangle, doesn't end up with him, whatever. She gets in with Alex, and she's talking to Alex about, like, this other guy, and she's like, oh, like, he did me dirty type of thing. And Alex just kept insistently saying, like, oh, but you have to see his side of things. And she's like, yeah, I see his side of things, but I just need to be validated by you right now. Like, you're my partner. Like, you know when it's like you're talking shit about, like, say I'm talking shit to you about some other friend, and it's like, I don't want you to tell me how the other friend's right now. I just want you to listen and make me feel better.
Yes.
Like, that was the vibe. And then it ended up going to another conversation where she got pissed off. Whatever. Like, it ended up them splitting up because he was like, oh, you're avoidant attached and I can't deal with that. So anyway, all that to say, that's just background context to why it had me thinking about how avoidants are so fucking demonized on the internet. And we're going to watch a TikTok from someone that I love called Tell the Bees, who we've used.
Love Tell the Bees.
Yes. We've used him in a past episode before, and he always has the best fucking takes. So we're going to watch. He has 2 videos about it, but we're just going to watch the second one, and we're going to talk about it.
Have to have the conversation about avoidant attachment again. So I saw this little skit, avoidance when everything's going well, so they have to end it, and it's the person like throwing themselves on the floor and like screaming. And it's part of a long line of avoidants are evil content. Avoidants are bad people, I don't care what anyone says. Avoidants can't love. Last year for Valentine's Day, I wrote about how the anxiously attached have won the internet, where you guys have convinced yourself of this moral righteousness that because you want a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a partner, that you are better than other people, and you just like carry around this weird sense of injustice every time someone doesn't want to date you. I've said this dozens of times on this app already. People are allowed to break up with you, people are allowed to not want to date you. Both anxious and avoidant attachment styles are bad attachment styles, right? Technically, if you think about it, if you read the book, the only good one is secure attachment. But because this country has normalized this idea that everything is okay in the pursuit of love, we ignore a lot of the really weird and cringy and desperate behavior that anxiously attached people participate in to get what they want, and then act like they are perfectly innocent and avoidants are secretly evil. Calling someone 700 times a day, telling them you love them after 6 months, being obsessed with them, wanting to know where they are all the time. This form of attachment is still insecure. You're still not able to develop a healthy relationship with yourself, so you're seeking the other person to validate everything that is missing within you. I think avoidants do this as well, but they think that the other person is going to save them and fix them, right? They think that the other person is going to like heal everything that's wrong with them, and then as soon as they realize any flaw, any like mistake that the other person makes, they leave because they're like, you are not the person that's going to save me. Whereas the anxiously attached learn that they need to put as much effort into fixing this relationship as possible because the only way that they receive self-esteem is through suffering. They think that making a bad relationship work versus finding a relationship that actually works is more noble, and so their suffering is seen as noble. In my post from a couple of weeks ago where I recommended It Begins With You, I said you are not a better person because you suffer, and you are not a better person because you want a boyfriend. And we still get things like this where people are so in love with their own suffering that they can't see that they are the problem in the relationship, right? Because if you wanted to like actually go to therapy or have some real talk to yourself or with your people, all of you do not date each other. You only date people who do not like you because it validates all of the bad stuff within you. And I'm sorry if that's a little bit harsh. I will drag the avoidance at some point as well, but like it is so irritating that this has become so normalized and people feel so eager to drag one attachment style when both of them are equally bad. For me, the idea of someone calling me and texting me and wanting to know where I am and wanting to know what I'm doing all the time is suffocating and horrifying and terrifying, and I can see why I would run in the other direction if I ever dated anyone that was like you guys. Date people who like you, fix relationships that work if they work. Do not try to fix someone else. No one is coming to save you, and there's no relationship that's going to heal all of the bad stuff that is broken within you. And honestly, stop dragging avoidantly attached people on the internet. They hate themselves enough for the both of you.
Because this shit is crazy, and I feel like learning this kind of thing was like groundbreaking for me in like my early 20s. Like now we're literally approaching late 20s, which is crazy. But like, yeah. And like when he said like this country normalizes like everything is okay within the pursuit of love, like that is so true. And it's like something I like really like have unlearned a little bit, but like barely touched the surface, because I still like, and especially if you're a hopeless romantic or like you're someone that believes that like love is like why we're like here and like that is what makes it worth living. And I really do believe that, like when it comes to family, friendships, partners, everything, it's like you just like accept all of these things because you love them, or you think you've been taught that these are the habits that people do when they're interested in you. So it's even if it's a little bit weird, well, at least they like me, so it's okay. And I think it's really scary, and I think it has everything to do with the horrid state of relationships right now, too.
Yes.
And with TikTok and everything, like, although it's so great where, like, avoidant people, like, come together and, like, whatever, it's, like, and, like, all these, like, attachment stuff, it's, like, it's good to bond, but it's also, like,
You mean anxious.
Yeah, it's like we're normalizing it all, like, a lot more, though, and being like, yes, this is how we are, and it's okay, we're gonna stay this way because, oh, I'm avoidant. But it's like, no, like, yeah, it sucks.
Yes.
Like, shit happens, and you become avoidant, whatever, but the goal is not to just label yourself as that fucking forever. Like, you have to work on it because you're not happy being avoidant either, you know? And, like, I guarantee you your partner ain't happy with it either, so.
Yes. No, and it reminds me so much of our, like, dating paranoia episode because, like, when I think about, like, that side of the, like, are we dating the same guy Facebook groups, like, women on Facebook, like, all of that is very much, like, anxious attachment styles. And, like, it's all this stuff about, like, oh, if he's avoidant, da-da-da-da, this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, babes, like, he just doesn't like you, or, like, you shouldn't date him, or, like, da-da-da, like, all of those things. But it's, like, also, like, recently, I'm avoidant, but, like, in therapy, learning not to be because it hasn't served me, because I just go after avoidant people. I avoid conversations, whatever. The person that I'm fucking with right now is also avoidant, worse than me.
Not going well.
Yeah. And, like, yeah. And I'm looking at him like, bro, like, why? Like, you can't answer a fucking text message? Like, and his response is, oh, I'm avoidant. And I've said to him before, okay, but, like, that doesn't mean you're not supposed to evolve out of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're all supposed to evolve out of that.
Right.
But again, as an avoidant, like, I have more space in my heart, honestly, for us avoidants, because I feel like we're misunderstood, where it's like, we do care, but, like, we be turned off easily, like, get the ick easily, like, uncomfortable easy, like, easy to scurry away, versus, like, the anxiously attached. And I love how he said in the beginning of his TikTok, the anxiously attached have won the fucking internet, because they have. Because think about it too. It's like, when you're upset, like, when you're mad about something, what are you going to do? You're going to go subtweet some shit. You're going to go post a meme. You're going to whatever. All of the anxiously attached, they be doing that shit non-fucking stop. And I feel like as an avoidant, like, as someone who's mostly avoidant, like, I rarely ever, like, usually if I post a meme that's, like, somewhat in my feels, it's when I'm not in my feels, because, like, I don't like to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like to, like, let people know how I'm actually, like, feeling type shit. But, like, anxiously attached people, like they, are, like, very expressive. Like, they have to show it. And so that's why it, like, exists so much online. But it's demonized avoidant people. And I feel like that showed up so much on Love is Blind. And people are demonizing Madison for whatever other fucking reason. But to me, Alex is the problematic one, because I'm like, she's telling you, just because someone says, like, just because, like, say me and Autumn, we get into a relationship in the pods, right? And I tell you, I'm avoidant. That doesn't mean I'm like, a terrible person.
No, it's like astrology signs. It's like, you tell, like, you're dating someone, they're like, oh, like, I'm a Sagittarius, and you're like, fuck, I can't be with you. Like, honestly, because I know this attachment shit is real. I know it is. Yeah. But at the end of the day,
you're supposed to
like,
evolve.
I also think, just like sexuality, it's fluid. Like, I feel like there's situations I've been avoidant, and there's situations I've been, you know,
anxious. Yep.
And so it's like, I honestly, like, I feel like if we're talking avoidant, anxious, like, I definitely am more towards anxious than avoidant, for sure. I wish
you could be disorganized, though.
Right. I think
because I think in some relationships I've seen you be avoidant. I feel like you're probably more disorganized.
So it's like a little bit of both.
Both,
right?
Yeah.
Like, it depends, you know what I mean? And it depends on the other person, too.
Right.
Because I've been with anxiously attached people, and it makes me be hella avoidant.
Right,
because the anxious attachment freaks me the fuck out. Like, it really does. Like, I'm like, oh my God. But I also get it, because I can be like that, and so maybe that's why it freaks me out. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's why we're not dating anyone right now, folks.
Right, exactly. Period.
But this is, like, literally crazy. And I feel like we should talk more about the attachment styles. And it's like, I don't even think I would know as much as I do if it weren't for TikTok. I really don't. Because it's all the motherfuck over that bitch, you know? And I've taken the test online, but, like, I'd rather, like, a therapist, like, tell me.
Yeah, what did your test say?
It said I was secure, bitch. But I'm just like, there's no way.
There's no fucking... Well, honestly, you could be. Mine said avoidant dismissive, but I think that I have been anxious before. in
Right.
relationships. But like in
once you're in
general,
love.
I'm
Yeah.
like, when it's like a problem, like, and like even with work shit, like avoidant, dismissive. Like I will
Right.
avoid it and dismiss it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But like I feel like I can see you being pretty secure. It's just when shit gets heightened that I don't know.
But I think it's just honestly like with the divorces and all the broken up families. Like
Yeah.
I definitely, when people leave, I freak the fuck out.
Yeah,
you know?
you've got some
For
abandon-
sure.
That's so it has to be. I feel
I
like
think
maybe
it
you are more
is.
anxious.
Fuck, dude. That's
Or
so
anxious
not-
avoidant. I could see you being. You
Yeah.
gotta retake this test, bitch.
I know,
because
but
I
got
should know
secure.
for
Was
me
I lying?
too. Like I should know for our friendship too.
I know. For our friendship. I know.
Like,
but no, this was such a great thing. And I honestly think I like want to talk about it more. So we can save it
Right.
for another episode.
Yeah.
But okay, my turn. And honestly, this like relates so hard. But basically, I found this TikTok. We're going to watch it. It's from like a year ago, but it fucking stands, bitch. I don't care.
Yes.
And it's basically about how lesbian relationships are codependent and weird and normalized to be this way. And
Yeah.
like I like really relate to this video. Like I really get it. And it's like this same sort of thing where it's like we normalize anything in pursuit of love. Like if it's for love, it's okay. If I love you, it's okay. Like we want to be those like ride or die bitches. Like I'll
Yep.
take it, whatever.
The
I love you.
Notebook. Yes.
But like, and I know we always say like lesbians, it's like two women, like they're more
U-Haul.
emotional. But like, no, dude, it's more than that. Like, I think
Yeah.
lesbian culture has normalized the fuck out of codependency, and I think it's a fucking problem. So let's watch this TikTok.
No offense, lesbians, but if y'all spent more time alone with yourself and getting to know yourself and learning how to love yourself, y'all would be a lot happier than how most lesbians are trying to find happiness in every single person that they meet. I feel like lesbian culture literally drives me insane. I feel like all like lesbians advocate for, honestly, like inadvertently, but I feel like most big lesbian creators like give this message to younger lesbians that like you have to be with someone to be happy. And I just really hate that because I'm just like an independent queen, and like I feel like it's such a beautiful way of living to be able to fill your own cup and not look for other people to fill it for you. And I just feel like lesbian culture is so like, I was nothing before I met you and you gave me, and you were half of my soul and I was nothing without you. And then it's like dating someone and merging your entire lives together, and then you don't like moving in immediately and like being one person and one soul. And it's just like, I just feel like it's so toxic and it like disgusts me. Sorry, that's so dramatic. But like as a Sag placement, it disgusts me. Like go be alone, go be independent, go be independent, like love yourself, like know who you are when you're alone, not who you are when you're constantly dating someone. I feel like every lesbian creator is like they break up with their girlfriend and then a week later they're dating someone else, and it's like I just feel like it's the wrong message. And I honestly think that we need to like flip it around. Like where's advocating for like being alone and loving yourself and being independent? Like why are we teaching people that happiness only comes in the form of relationships and like intimacy, like intimacy within a partner? Like where's the intimacy within friendships, within yourself? Like I don't know, like it just drives me, like the U-Haul lesbians really drive me crazy. Also, like while I'm ranting about this, the lesbians who are in relationships, like it's okay to be your own person, babe. Like you could be dating someone and also have your own life. Like you don't have to move in immediately. Like I promise. Like you do not have to have the same exact life and the same exact friends and do the same exact things and be together every single day. Like more people have to learn how to be alone. Like I don't know, this is random, but like I'm always gonna be the lesbian that advocates for being single and alone because I think it's very important, and you can't love someone else until you love yourself, babe.
Okay, so first off, I'm just gonna say, obviously I like girls, and like I've gone through this like codependent phase with women like a lot, you know? And like part of it is definitely because like even though I live in LA, but even when I didn't, like yes, there are lesbians all around, but still because it's not like I'm attracted to every single one, you feel me? So like,
Yeah.
just like similar with straight people, I can imagine like when you find someone that you're like, wait, oh my God, like you do get really excited because it's not rare, but like it does feel kind of rare sometimes. And then also you're just kind of like, okay, well, like this one's mine. Like I feel like all of like, there's so many lesbians out there, but a lot of them are like wives and fiancés and taken. And that is what I'm experiencing right now. But it's like, that has been like the story of like, you know, like that is like definitely a thing. And so I get it. But like, I don't want to do that anymore. And like, I do believe in like having like a talking stage in the beginning where like, you're a little bit obsessed with each other, like not in a toxic way, but it's like you're talking a lot. Like I do think there's like honeymoon phases for sure, and it feels good and it's normal. But like even like the biggest YouTubers that I watched growing up, like when I was coming out, like this lesbian couple, like they broke up because they didn't even feel like they had their own identities. They felt like their identity, their friend group, their job, their everything was just them. And it's like, that scares me. Like, I don't want that to ever happen. And I don't think it's inevitable at all. But I do think, just like the TikTok was saying, it's a part of the culture. And it is scary for like the younger lesbians growing up and all that shit.
Yeah. See, I was going to say, watching this, like how she's talking about, I'm like, as someone who's bisexual, I feel like it's a uniquely lesbian thing in the sense of like moving that fast
but also
in the
like
relationship.
Bisexuals date lesbians, like
Right, yeah, but I'm saying like even for like straight people in heterosexual relationships, I feel like there is such a thing about becoming codependent and like moving too fast and losing your identity, and also how she's talking about just like the idea that like you shouldn't find yourself, like all that matters is finding a partner. I feel like that's like a big thing in like straight fucking culture too, like all of American culture too, right? Because it's all dependent on like capitalism. Like it's like you need to have another person to like, you know, achieve this, like whatever. So I think all of that plays into it. But like, yeah, and how she said has Sag placements, so do we. We're both Sagittarius moons, and like 100%, like I love to be independent. I love my alone time, but like it is hard. You're right. When you meet somebody and you like them, it's like you want to be with them. Like you want to be around them. And you feel like, I feel like I would love to approach relationships just in general from like a not scarcity mindset. Because it's like, why do you like get into the relationship and you're like, oh, I have to spend every second with this person because like I like them or I'm going to lose them. And it's like, no, like you can hang out once a week and like like that's sexier. That's so hot.
I know. And honestly, like I haven't really had a big problem with that. Like I feel like I've always set boundaries with my partners. Like we're not going to hang out 24/7. But the part about me like revolving my life around them is like what I need to change. Like that's the biggest thing. And because it's just like, I'm like, love is what's worth living. So this person that I love, like, is God, and they shouldn't be.
I was going to say, like, with the, like, male partners that I've been with, like, I feel like it is, like, the same thing. But I think the thing that's, like, uniquely, like, different about, like, women loving women relationships is, like, because I feel this with my women friendships. Right. Is the weird, like, as a woman or femme person, like, you do have this like because remember we talked about in the female friendships episode, and it was like the symmetry conversation about like how a big part of like female relationships is like symmetry and being similar. I feel like it's like with friendships and with like romantic relationships, like you need to mirror each other. And so it's like there's this merging and that's why I'm not great. Me and Sean, like one of my best friends, were talking about this when we were out at drinks, because I recently fell out with one of my best female friends, and like Sean is like one of my best friends, but he's a gay dude and I have a lot of gay dude friends. And it is so much easier for me to be friends with guys and gay, as corny as it sounds and as fucking annoying as it sounds. But it is the pressure of being the same. Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Think, like, and this is not hate to men, like, at all. Like, I don't mean this in a bad way. But it's also, like, women, it's not, like, smarter is not the word, but it's, like, we're more intuitive. It's, like, you're thinking about, oh, if I do this, like, if I send this text like this, is that going to hit different? Where, like, men don't really think like that.
Men are more straightforward, and I feel like that's honestly... Not that I'm, like, a man, but, like, that is pretty, like, how I communicate.
But a lot of women are like that, too. And, like, we're speaking so generally, but it's, so like, broadly. Yes, like, you are someone that, like, communicates hella directly. Like, I definitely, like, don't all the time.
I know.
Like,
I was thinking about that earlier when we were texting. When we were texting.
What?
I texted you something. No, I think I texted you something because you always text, like, hella, like, letters and like like you know what I'm saying,
and
that's
emojis,
right?
But I like that you don't.
I know, but that's why I send you voice memos, because I'm afraid that if I don't, like, you're gonna think I'm being a bitch.
No,
like, because sometimes I'll read it back after and I'm like, oh, like, does she think I'm being like? But I just don't know how else to, like, sometimes Babe, I can say it like that.
With me, like I know you. Like, we're past that at this point. But the fact that you're even thinking about it, that is what I'm talking about.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
We think about it. Yes, you know? And maybe we shouldn't, because it's not that big of a deal. But, like, I do it too, you know? Yeah. And it's like, that's that anxious attachment. Like, you know, I'm like that. Somebody like, are you mad at me? Like, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But, like, it's just weird. And, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like part of it is like exactly what you said, like looking at it without a scarcity mindset, because I feel like, especially being queer, I feel like my type is like so specific. Like anyone that's ever met me is like, you don't have a type. But the thing is, I do. It just isn't on the outside.
It's the
and I
personality.
feel like what my type is not the easiest to find. Like,
okay,
it's
but
really
that's the
not.
scarcity mindset, though, guys.
I know.
Autumn, I'm going to check you hard as fuck,
because I feel
though,
like
because
there's more people.
How many conversations have we had throughout the year about like you need to be outside more, you need to be living your life. You go outside for 5 fucking minutes, and now all of a sudden it's the only lesbian in the tri-state area. She's like, I found the only one.
No, but that is literally how I feel, and I know it. I'm like turning red because it's so true. But it's like, that is how it feels. And I don't want it to feel like that. I know she's not the only one. She can't be, because
she's not.
It's not working out. Like, you know what I mean?
She's
so
not
it's like,
the only one.
It's just like, but it is a weird thing, like with women. I know I'm not the only one that feels like that, because it's just like, I don't know. But yeah, I do need to get outside more. Yes.
Yes,
thank you.
babe.
But I do think you clocked
feed
it.
into yes,
scarcity.
but feeding into yourself is never a fucking bad thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Oh, wait. And the other thing I was gonna say is like, it is so crazy for me to like love being alone. Like, honestly, like feel so fucking good when I'm single and like independent and free. Like, that's the like poly side of me. Like, I don't want to be tied down. And then like the second I catch feelings for someone, it's like I like forget that.
Yes.
And it's like, no, like I need to like stay true. And that this is not just about this one girl. This is like me forever. Like, I need to stay true in that. And like, yeah, it's like,
no, I 100% feel you, because that's why I want to be single right now, and that's why
I think they'll like us more if we act like that.
Yes, and that's why I don't mind that the dude that I'm like fucking with is acting this way or whatever, because I'm like, I don't want to date you at all.
Right.
I need to be single right now, because I feel like my creative spirit is very much affected by if I'm in a relationship, and I think yours is too. Because I remember the last time you were in a relationship, just certain things you're afraid, and it's like with the right person, you won't be afraid to be. But it's not even about them half the time. It's about us and our impulse of acting that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because for me, it's not even necessarily about like the other person's expectation. It's about my trauma, and it's also about like how I think a girlfriend should act. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like I start like forgetting I stop thinking in like the Fiji, and I start thinking in like the we and the us. Right. And that's not always like, you know what I'm saying? And I think lesbians do that too, like really quickly. It's just like, like instead of it being like two individuals that are getting to know each other, we like each other, let's keep meeting, let's whatever. All of a sudden it's like us, we, da-da-da-da. And it's like, you have to work up to that. Just because you like each other doesn't mean you need to merge immediately.
I know. It's crazy. Like, it really is. And I know straight people deal with that shit too, but it's just like, I don't know. These like lesbian love trances, like I'm fucking like, what the fuck? And like, that's why it really pisses me off when straight people are like, oh, it'd be so much easier. Like, I promise you it
wouldn't.
Not.
Because it's how women are socialized too, or like femme presenting people. It's how we're socialized, I think, in a lot of senses. I mean, it's
different. Like, I do, like, there's pros and cons to both. Speaking from a bisexual, like, there's definitely pros and cons to motherfucking both, bitch. But we're going to figure it out. Like, I literally, the hottest version of myself is, like, independent as fuck. Like, maybe I'm dating someone, maybe I'm not. But it's, like, it's always about me. You know?
Yes.
And I don't think that's individualistic and, like, narcissist and, like, all that.
No.
Like, I really think it's,
sexy.
like, protest.
Because I think that is the sexiest thing about another person.
Anyone, I know.
I love when they're me first and I'm second. Like,
I'm like, yes, literally, I'm beneath you. Like, slap me. Yes. But yeah.
Go ahead.
What do I say? Just get us
that
out?
That about does it. Yeah.
That about does it. Okay. All right. I don't know what to say, bitch. Okay. But yeah, that about does it for this episode, guys. Let us know if you liked it. Kind of just a fucking, what's it called? Freestyle, if you will.
Freestyle, drunk.
Hope you guys liked this episode, though. Let us know in the comments below or DM us on Instagram at SoWetSoDry. We post polls for our normal scheduled content every single week for upcoming episodes. So make sure you're following us there. Subscribe on YouTube, follow on Spotify and Apple, and you can also rate us 5 stars or leave a written review on Apple too. Just be like, these bitches are tapped, 5 stars. Boom. Okay?
Yes, we also have listener support. It's 99 cents, $4.99, or $9.99 a month. It is in the bottom of the description of every single episode, no matter what platform you guys are listening on. We love you guys so fucking much, and we will catch you in the next episode. Bye.